Hey, it's Jay Chandrasekhar, and you're listening to Miserable Retail Eve. Who wants a mustache ride?
Tommy, can I be honest with you?
Of course.
Can I be frank?
You can be Randy.
Thank you. Well, Franks are the most honest people there are. It's in their name,
Yeah.
you know. Their birth names tell them they can be nothing but truthful in their entire lives.
Born that way.
They were born truthful, those Franks. But it's been weird lately because my dad he's been limping around lately.
Really?
Bothered by that sciatica pain. Sciatica pain?
Sciatica, yeah. I've had that a couple times. It's the worst.
I mean, it randomly hit him out of the blue. So the past couple of weeks, he's just been limping around, and you see him walk, and he's grimacing like he's about to spit out a primal Slipknot death scream.
Yeah. Have you had it?
I don't.
Oh, it's the worst.
I'm above it.
I've had it a couple times, and it's bad.
Well, it's weird because he's always been the most active man, and now he's just a limping old man.
It will go away.
Yeah, we'll see. It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think. Well, I've had it twice in my adult life, and I think it's usually around a month. Yeah.
It makes me self-conscious, though, about the passage of time. We're all getting older, Tommy. I don't know if you realize that or not.
Yeah, but sciatica is not necessarily an old thing.
I know, but, him limping around like an old man and the fact that he's an old man makes me think, oh, God, death.
Well, yeah. I mean, brings you closer to reality.
A little reality. Check mark. A few years ago, I was going to dinner with my parents and sister, and my dad says, I need to tell you something. He says this to me. And I said, okay, what do you need to tell me? And he says, shh, not in front of your mom and sister.
It's a man thing.
Right? And now here's a fact, Tommy. I don't know if you know this about me or not, but I live my life powered by confusion. I'm constantly perplexed.
Just a little ball of anxiety. Huh?
A little ball of ignorance, more like it. So when somebody drops a secret bomb in my lap like that, and they're like, my mind just starts reeling. It's kind of like seeing a Christmas gift. In the corner of the package is just torn just so you can see the corner of it sticking out, and you're like, oh, great, look at that. I wonder what that package is. And you're just pondering all the possible combinations.
Sure.
What could be inside that package? And I'm thinking, what could be inside my dad's head that he needs to tell me so badly that has to be such a massive secret?
Shh, not in front of your mom and sister.
So we're sitting there eating fucking dinner, and I'm looking at my dad, and he's not making eye contact back, and I'm just thinking, is he dying?
Right.
Did he find a lump somewhere? Does he have a third arm sprouting from his back? What is going on?
Right. So he told you on the way to sit down, he's making you wait out through dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have been like, Dad, don't you have to wash your hands before we eat?
Yeah, I didn't know my father was a master of suspense. Here's a cliffhanger. Now sit on it, Potsy.
Like a Dad Grisham over there.
He is Dad Grisham. That's what he is. So that's so stupid.
Yeah, I don't even know if John Grisham's a suspense author or not.
I love it, but it is so stupid.
Okay. Well, at least you love it.
Yeah. So after dinner, we get home, and finally I get him one-on-one, and I'm like, Dad, what's wrong? What do you need to tell me? What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm fucking shaking him,
Right.
Got him by the shoulder.
Up against the stove.
I threw him against the wall. And I'm like, we need to talk.
Right.
And he says to me, there's a dead deer in the ditch. We need to pull it across the road. I don't need your mom to see it. And I'm like, that was the top secret confidential information.
What happens when Mama sees the dead deer?
I don't know. I thought it was a matter of life and death, not something that died already.
Maybe it is. Maybe if your mom sees the dead deer, she does 3 circles and spins through the kitchen.
Like a whirling dervish. So he didn't want all these animals snacking on it in the ditch, and then every time you open the window, the stench of death would pour in.
Right.
And I'm like, okay.
Right.
So he wanted to drag it across the fucking road.
To the neighbor's ditch.
No, there's nothing over there. It's like a wooded area.
Okay.
Kind of empty.
Yeah.
But with trees and shit.
Sure.
So like
kind of a forest.
Yeah, exactly. So apparently the night before, this dumb deer that vexed my father was minding its own business.
He ruined your dinner.
Yeah, he did. This deer that minded its own business the previous night, and it got dead because some silly pizza boy decided to, I don't know, he was probably listening to his hippie hoppy music and vaping his ass off, wasn't paying attention, and crashed into this deer, this pizza boy.
Okay.
I mean, can you even imagine?
Your dad even knew the backstory of it, huh?
Well, you heard it the night before, yes.
Okay.
I mean, what a way to go. You're this majestic woodland animal.
Your dad heard it, but your mom didn't?
Apparently.
He's like, oh, he hit a light pole. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. No worries.
What's the screaming? I don't know. Like Freddy Krueger.
Banshees, probably.
Right.
I don't know.
Did your dad order like the biggest steak on the menu? You're like, oh no, Last Supper. Your dad's like ordering extra sides and a dessert and shit.
Yeah,
he's getting tall beers. You're like, oh fuck.
It's serious. It's serious. What a way to go, though. You're this majestic woodland animal, the pride of the cornfields.
Sure.
And you're marching around, minding your own natural business. All of a sudden, this pink little teen wearing a hat with a bill flatter than this earth.
Like the pizza boy from Home Alone.
Exactly. More zits than there are stars in the sky.
That's the best pizza boy in any movie, by the way.
Rams his parents' car right into your side. What a way to go.
All right.
Are we ranking pizza boys?
Animal. You filthy animal.
You filthy animal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm drinking an 11% beer,
You
sorry.
filthy sea anemone. So anyways, the cops came out because the pizza boy called him all angsty.
How did your mom miss all this?
I don't know. And he apparently had the searchlight looking for the deer.
Your dad's like, shh.
Yeah.
I made it through hell and back already without her noticing.
So
It's World War III going on outside your house.
So the police have the searchlight shining the ditch, trying to find this dead deer, which was dead in the ditch. Hopefully this police officer was not a detective because he could not see a deer laying right in front of him, dead in a ditch. So the mission impossible the next day, was to pull this deer across the road.
Okay.
Me and my dad.
Yeah, flies and all, huh?
There weren't flies yet, but kind of stiff as a board. So
did you use gloves?
we put gloves on. The plan was to use 2 ropes, tie it around the antlers, drag.
Okay.
Simple enough.
Yeah.
So we go down into the ditch, and it's like our ditch is right in front of a woodland area,
It's kind
wooded
of a
area.
steep ditch.
Yeah, and we're ducking when cars go by because my dad doesn't want anyone to see us do this. And I'm like, what are we trying to do? Hide a human body here? What is
fucking
this?
Dexter.
Yeah, he is. I mean,
He's like, I've done this before, Randy. This is
I know. My mind starts reeling. And then I'm thinking, well, there's nothing shady about 2 adult white males walking around holding ropes tied in a noose shape around a woodland area. There's nothing
dodging from cars.
Dodging from cars. Nothing shady about that
shadows
whatsoever.
running into the woods.
So we wrap the rope around the antlers, and I'm like gagging the whole time. I don't know because the deer's staring at me with its black soulless eye. You know,
Did it stink?
No, not really.
No.
And I don't know. Apparently, I lost all. Maybe I was hypnotized in a previous life, and the word "stink" was the trigger word to make me forget everything I was doing because you said "stink," and I was like, "What was I even talking about?" So apparently, that's the trigger word. So this is what you do when you live in a country. This is what you do for fun. You practice deer pulls. You know,
Yeah,
dragging deers.
You got it over there though. Huh?
We got it over there. Yeah,
pretty flawlessly.
Without incident.
Yeah, plan went as well. Good. It went good. I think this beer's kicking in
A little bit.
I'm drinking a double two-hearted that Abe Falcon dropped off to me this morning. It's a two-hearted ale times 2. So
Yeah, geez, Louise, you have
If you ever
all
want
4 hearts.
yeah, I want a 90 proof beer.
So we do get it across without incident. The next day, we drive by the scene of the crime. The deer's still there, obviously. My dad slows down because he wants to see. Like, okay, you want to admire your handiwork because you pulled it across the... By the way, when we were pulling it...
Killers go back to the scene of the crime. They like to...
Yeah. When we were pulling it across the road and into the little field, grassy area, it was snagging on branches and, like, little trees in the ground, and I'm going... You know, because it's the grossest thing. Anyways,
come on, Randy, be a man.
Yeah, I'm an accessory to your homicide here, sir. Leave me alone.
Accomplice.
So, the next day, my dad drives by and he slows down again to see the carcass
This is the third day.
Well, yeah. Day 1 was the death. Day 2 was the day after we.
Yeah.
The day. Yeah, I guess it would be day 3, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Day 3. Day 3, my dad drives by, slows down to see the carcass once again. Because who knows why. And the deer's head was fucking gone. Completely gone. The rest of the deer is there.
Wow.
No fucking head.
Wow. It had nice rack on it then, huh?
It was okay. A little bit later that day, another car stops by at that spot. Because he somehow sees the deer corpse, and he's looking around like there might be he's looking at the dead deer, then he's looking around like there might be
a head,
just a spare deer head just laying
in the
about.
Trees.
Yeah, maybe a disembodied floating deer head above his right shoulder. He's looking about to and fro, and I'm like, well, this is the weirdest thing. So the moral of the story is this: you never know when the pizza boy of life is going to serve you a piping hot slice of death, Tommy.
Oof.
So enjoy.
Wow.
So enjoy.
On that positive note.
Exactly. On that positive note, enjoy all life has to offer, my dears. Drop that beat, D-boy.
Put it in. We're drinking summer shandy on Thursday. We so motherfucking out here, though. We never been this out here. Woo! So strange when it's changing the speed. What you know about Leonard Skinner? The whacker the intro, the hotter the verse every time, baby. Well, I've been working like a working man do. Got my act together, gonna walk all over you. Pressure pushing down on me, pushing down on you. Shit, let's raise the roof. Woo! About time, it's the era of the rebels. Cloud 9 in the air up in the vessels. Generation fearless, got a taste for weirdness. Flow on fire, that's the way my beard is. Hard times, jump starting the grind. It's all good, y'all. Things fall apart sometimes. Let it go, let me know when you're ready, though. Don't push me, cuz until the edge I'm close. When the time comes, ride for something. Or live to be 90 and then just die for nothing. Speak their heart, your baby, speak their mind. And I'ma play their part, and I'ma freak that rhyme one time for you. Rhyme one time for you. I'm an island, man. There ain't nothing else by me, man. And I drink enough whiskey to float a battleship around this bitch any motherfucking how. Wow.
Welcome to the Miserable Retail Slave Show. We're coming to you from the Pot Shack outside beautiful Flint, Michigan, USA. My name is Randy. Tommy is over there.
Hey.
How is everybody doing?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. I am a miserable retail slave. He is a stand-up comedian. This is an improv comedy show where we talk about finding the meaning in life, making fun of it along the way.
Sure.
You know, you got to have a laugh now and then.
Getting a little chuckle out of all the dead deer in the land.
You got to be a happy little chuckle fuck to get through this life, right? Yes, you do. And
chuckle fuck.
Chuckle fuck, indeed.
Good.
Good. It helps if you talk into that Macklemore, Tommy.
I am.
Okay, there we go. We got your levels up all great and stuff. Level up, Tommy. Get on my level, would you? Could you do that?
Well, I can't sink that low.
Folks, I hate to break this to you, but Tommy lives in a bad part of town now.
I do. Oh, yeah,
Your shit got broken into. Do you feel violated?
No. They left me money.
They did. They left you money. How is this possible?
I don't know. Well, the wife got up, and she had heard that there was some break-ins in the area from Facebook, and she said something to the girls or whatever, just in conversation, and then they went and got on the school bus, and they noticed there was a bunch of shit laying around my car. So the wife went out there, and she came in. The
girls were like, Tommy was on a bender again.
The wife came in and said, yeah, it looks like they got your car. So I went out there, and pretty much they just trashed it. They didn't take anything. And
thank God, because I was really worried about that hoodie I left in your car.
Yeah, right?
I was real concerned.
Abe Falcon had a bunch of beer in the trunk, and they could have. And then there was $1 sitting on my seat. It was like the thief rummaged through my car and was like, "Oh, here, take it to the vacuum cleaner, please."
The Washington Prowler. Can we call him that?
Why wash? Oh, I get it.
Because George Washington is on
Get
the
it,
dollar
get it.
bill. I just Wikipedia'd that fact to confirm that George Washington is on. Since it was so confusing to you, I thought that maybe I was completely off my rocker.
No, yeah,
and
you're right.
Wrong.
But it's so funny because people are posting all over Facebook like, he just rummaged through stuff. Like this guy was just like I'm going to make life miserable for them for 5 minutes by messing up their car.
That's a real sociopath getting all up in your business like that. He's like, I'm going to see what that guy's all about there.
Yeah, I guess the cop said he was just looking for purses or wallets.
Oh. Did you pee on all your car seats to reclaim your territory?
Right.
Because that's what I would have done.
It hasn't bothered me one bit.
Well, you're just a laid back,
Yeah,
ho-hum
I don't
sort of
care.
fella.
Okay.
Maybe you should care a little bit more.
Well,
God damn.
I mean, I'm militant about locking stuff, so I don't know how.
Militant.
Yeah, I don't know how I left it unlocked. So.
Militant Tommy locking all the keys.
I do. I get made fun of a lot for it.
Locking. Oh, my
I'm a
God.
crazy person about locking stuff up.
His
so.
chastity belt is locked up tight, ladies. You can't even begin to break into that. Horse noise.
Well,
Wow.
say dumb things, get a horse noise.
This is important business, Tommy, and I feel like we need to discuss this immediately.
Oof.
I saw this yesterday, and my mind was boggled.
Uh-oh.
It's not often you can boggle my mind.
You just said you live in a constant state of confusion.
I guess I did. You just confused me by throwing my words back in my face. And so, Pop-O-Matic bubble over my brain was pressed.
Trouble.
And now my head is a-spinning. So I saw this yesterday. A game called I Love You, Colonel Sanders.
What?
A finger-licking good dating simulator designed by KFC will be released September 24th on Steam for the personal computers.
This is your big chance.
I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. This is the name of it.
So a dating simulator. So you go on like virtual dates?
Well, here's the synopsis. I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating I just love saying it.
I guess so.
A finger-looking good dating simulator follows you, a promising culinary student, as you try to date your classmate, Colonel Sanders.
Oh, wow. So you got to be gay.
Love in the classroom.
You hot for teacher?
Well, he's not teacher.
Oh.
He's classmate.
Okay.
They really sexed up Colonel Sanders in this game. He's not an old man. He's like a hipster, shaggy type of dude.
So is it for women only? I don't get it.
You don't have to get it.
Oh, do you got to be? Is it for bi men and women?
It's a game, Tommy. You don't need to read too much into it. If you're into chicken and maybe
dating dudes.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Throughout your journey, you'll be faced with life-changing decisions that will affect your chances of friendship and love.
Should you put butter on the mac and cheese or no?
Do you have what it takes to survive culinary school? Will Colonel Sanders choose you to be his business partner?
Let's talk about
or
culinary
maybe
school.
even so much more.
Have you ever met a chef that went to culinary school that doesn't work in a bar?
It seems like a waste of an education, doesn't it?
Right. They're always like, well, I did 2 years of culinary arts. Like, cool. Can you make my fries well done?
Yeah.
Please.
I always dreamed of opening up my own restaurant.
Right. Well, put down the beer.
Yeah. Well, okay, why don't you work on those deep-fried pickles first and get back with me, please?
Yeah, go make your specialty bacon mac and cheese, please. No, I mean, good for anybody that goes to culinary school, I guess, but it never seems to work out.
The game features 9 lovable characters, a dateable Colonel Sanders, secret recipes,
Compared to the other Colonel Sanders.
who's undateable.
This is his brother.
I feel like this game, in this case, the title, A Finger Looking Good Dating Simulator sounds so vulgar and gross. I almost want to gag.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is a family show we run here. This isn't some perv show for degenerates and street merchants. This is family entertainment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel really gross saying finger-looking good dating simulator.
But you love saying it. So you love being gross.
Man, I'm a walking contradiction.
Yeah.
I am a Green Day song, is what I am.
See, they're on tour.
I want to go.
Weezer?
Here's the problem, though. They're on tour with,
Who is it, Weezer and somebody else?
and Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
They're coming to Comerica Park, home of the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
Big show. I really want to go.
Yeah.
Problem is, tickets go on sale next week.
Okay.
The show is in 1 year.
Oh, wow.
That's a commitment. I don't know what my life is going to be like in 1 year.
You
Probably
may not even like Green Day anymore.
Well, honestly, my life is probably going to be the same fucking thing, but I don't know that for a fact.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe. What if it falls on the same day you're getting married?
well, I would get married. Billy Joe Armstrong would officiate. Wouldn't that
There
be
you go.
sweet? Rivers Cuomo could be my best
Is
man.
that how you say it? Cuomo?
I'm saying it,
I think
Cuomo.
it's Cuomo.
No Cuomo.
You're putting a Q in that Cuomo.
I'll put a Q whenever I want to put a Q. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Pete Wentz will be the best man.
Oh, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
What's he up to?
Apparently going on tour with Weezer and Green Day.
Good for him. I always worry
sure.
about that kid.
Is he still married to Ashley Simpson?
I hope so. No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Love never lasts, Tommy. You ever realize that?
Well, not when you're famous, I guess.
I suppose. From a computer dating game simulator, Tommy, to an allegedly real-life dating simulator, me, because I allegedly go on real-life dates.
Yeah, didn't you just have one?
It's time for some online dating.
Oh.
Don't. We'll get there. Don't
Okay.
put the horse before the cart,
It's a little
sir.
foreshadowing. I knew you wouldn't like it, so a little teaser.
Don't be a tease. You're gross. It's getting to be fall, Tommy. I don't know if you realize that.
Love it. Favorite
It's getting to
season.
be chillier out. You like that?
Love it.
Everything in my life is a pumpkin spice disaster. Do you love that?
No.
Oh, thank you,
I
friend.
love Oktoberfest beer, and I love jean jackets. So,
Okay.
and I love cloudy, overcast, kind of 50-degree something days.
Okay, you gloomy bastard.
I
Write
love
some
it.
poetry about it.
Love it.
Edgar Allan Thompson over there.
Call me the Raven.
I will from now on. I promise you.
Telltale Thompson.
Yeah. My telltale heart really likes the fact that you need to be called the Raven.
So gothic.
Fall of the House of Usher. But anyways, it's getting real chilly out, folks. So I need you to step back. I'm going to do you all a favor. I want you to stand there so you can warm yourself beside the
fire.
burning flames of the dumpster fire that is my life. Because that's what it is, Tommy.
Is it?
A dumpster fire.
Well,
Yeah,
go
no-
into detail, please.
Oh, I'll go into detail. Tommy, I feel like that I have evolved as a person.
We should call your online dating. When you talk about online dating, we should call the segment dumpster diving.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Thanks.
Somebody make a drop and a song and a single for that, please.
Just some dude sound like rummaging through some trash.
Rivers Cuomo, write a song about that, please.
I like how you put a Q in his name.
Yeah, forever. I've evolved as a person, Tommy. I'm probably the best version of myself that I've ever been.
Okay.
For example,
Yeah, you quit wearing carpenter jeans.
exactly. Another example, there was an entire summer where I ate Taco Bell every single day. This was in college.
Yeah.
Actually, confession, spoiler alert. There were some days I ate it more than once
But you
in
never
a
got
day.
fat.
No, I didn't get fat. Just sexier. That's all. Some people get fat. Some people get sexy.
So why'd you stop?
Why'd I stop getting sexy?
Yeah. Couldn't handle it. Couldn't take all the sexiness you saw in the mirror.
This is true. Tommy, I'm bringing
You're
sexy
like, I can't do this.
back,
People
though.
will never want to date me.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm too
the
intimidating.
world is not enough for me. So I am too much for this planet. I once had all these,
Yeah.
feelings. You ever have feelings?
Yes.
Oh, my God. I used to be a guy that was butthurt at all times.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen somebody that was the king of butthurt?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
Just lost in the blurry despair of like Coors Light hangovers at all times.
Sure.
Every day. But I'm better now.
Got you feeling better now. Better now.
Yes.
You only say that because she's not around. Not around.
This is the thing I was told.
Uh-oh.
Or I heard an Paula Abdul song. Opposites attract.
Straight up.
But do they? I mean, if that was true, all those fancy Detroit gals with their sweet makeup and personal trainers would be all about my poverty level street rat self.
Yeah, I remember in one of my psychology courses, because I do have a degree in clinical psychology,
Oh.
an honors degree.
An honors degree?
Yeah.
And we've
too
got a
stupid-
genius here.
Too stupid to use it because I'm addicted to stand-up comedy.
Oh, I just
But,
called you a genius and you contradicted me.
Yeah.
Damn.
We did a thing on that in one of my classes, and no, it's not true. Opposites do not attract. No, people tend to like people that like the same things.
Interesting.
Yeah. Or so says the theory, but it makes more sense.
So you mean to tell me that poor folks don't actually get along with rich folks?
Right.
We're opposites. Rich folks attract to me. Magnets.
Well, I do know.
Fucking magnets. How do they work?
I do know a poor stripper that married a really rich person. So.
Well, that's a tale that needs to be filmed in Hollywood. Jeez Christ. Like how I said, Jeez Christ.
Right.
Oh, man. Opposites attract. You ever see a couple in public and wonder what they talk about all day?
Oh yeah, that's one of the best games.
It is. Like, what are they saying right now?
Yeah. Why aren't they talking?
Why aren't they talking?
I love that.
What's
When I
going
go-
wrong?
Me and the beloved will go out to dinner and we'll just look around at other couples that clearly hate each other in their lives.
I know, right?
Just like staring into their food.
I was at a restaurant a few months ago with my family. It was my sister's birthday.
Uh-huh.
And we're sitting there, and I had noticed these two when I walked in. A couple in their late 50s, early 60s, probably.
Okay. Been together way too long, probably.
Probably. The man had glasses and looked like your typical next door neighbor.
Yeah, like the New Balances.
Tucked in shirt, you know. He looked like a man that was deadly in the art of making technology awkward. He's that relative that has Facebook and you really wish he didn't because
Every picture is like starts with his nostrils.
yeah, exactly. And then he's always commenting on your Facebook post and
Something's always slightly racist.
something's always slightly racist.
Just like so dated that it's
And you know the whole time they're smiling and being like, I'm just happy I can be part of my family's life.
right,
You know?
right.
Sometimes these kin can be problem. These kin, they're the worst. He in particular looked like a man, and I've seen this before, and that's why I'm singling this dude out, who would type a Facebook comment and then sign his full name.
Yeah.
I've seen that before. Like,
Yeah. That's the best.
This is a literal quote. I saw this and I typed it out because I never wanted to forget it.
Yeah.
I'm changing the guy's name a little bit, but I saw some person's Facebook picture status or whatever, and he took the time to type this out. I don't care much for the weather today, but you know that I'll always care for you forever, Dan Brown. He signed his name, Dan Brown.
And I like it when they're on their wife's Facebook and then they have to say, "Hey, it's me, Bob."
It's me, Bob. Anyways, we've all heard babies laugh. We know how babies laugh. You ever hear a baby laugh? Oh, it's great. No, I mean when they really start cracking up.
Yeah.
I mean when somebody farts real loud or you make a goofy little or peekaboo. Holy shit, they lose their minds, these little
Because
shits.
they actually think you disappear. That's the true thing.
I mean,
Object permanence.
I have the same problem sometimes. I'm like, where'd Tommy go? Oh, there he is. You know?
They really do, though. You know, they really think that people aren't there when they put their hands over their eyes.
Oh, we're all learning something, aren't we?
It's object permanence. There's my clinical psych degree. You're welcome.
So, I heard a baby laugh, and it was kind of like that giggling you hear in really bad horror movies, like in haunted houses,
Sure.
especially.
Like a cackle.
No, like the person will be like, "Oh, this house is weird," and then they'll be going around and doing something, and then they start hearing kids giggling.
Sure. Okay.
And you're like, "There's no fucking babies out there. There's no fucking babies out
Right.
there." Well, this is what I heard. this high-pitched child laughing. I'm like, well, that kid's really, really getting into it. And then I look and I realize it's coming from the lady that the dude was with.
Oh.
The 60-year-old lady was giggling like a child, and all of a sudden I'm getting the shudder chills and wishing there was a priest.
Laughing at her pork chop or what?
At whatever this dude was saying.
Oh, okay. So maybe they weren't married to. Maybe they were happily married.
I don't know, but
He makes her laugh still. That's.
I wish he wouldn't make her laugh that way, is the problem. I wish there was a priest in that building that could bless my complimentary water. And
Where was
so
this
I can
at?
toss.
Lucky's? Was this at Lucky's?
No, it was not.
Where was it?
Doesn't matter.
It does, because
No.
I want to know.
No.
Okay.
So I don't know
If you
who this.
took your sister to McDonald's for her birthday
No.
dinner.
I don't know who this guy was and why he was so fucking funny. And I don't know why he loved that child laugh so much and wasn't scared shitless from it.
Well, he's been with her probably a while.
But that's what I want, Tommy. I want somebody that you can laugh with anything or at anything with.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that's perfect. Life will never be dull if you can laugh your ass off
That's
through
right.
it.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's the goal.
That is the goal.
Right.
I was talking to my coworker yesterday,
Yeah.
and like I'm a nice guy, you know. That's what I'm dubbing
Since
myself.
when?
Since always. Since always. And I don't know how it was brought up, but I said, "Oh, I know how it was brought up. It was storming out," and I said, "Well, the sky looks really weird out there." And he said, "Good weird or bad weird?" I'm like, "Huh?"
That's a good question.
Yeah. And then he told me the story behind it. He had an uncle that had a saying, because all uncles have sayings, and they're
Sure.
usually just inappropriate.
Right?
So he said his uncle used to say, "Was it bad weird, like you saw your mom naked and got aroused? Or was it good weird, like you saw your cousin naked and got aroused?" And my coworker said,
That's what you call a double negative.
yeah, and my coworker said my uncle was weird. So obviously I asked, well, was he bad weird or was he good weird? You know?
Yeah, I don't think you have to say your uncle is weird if those are the options he gave you.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I don't
You're
know.
not an uncle.
I'm not weird like that either. I don't know what's wrong with me though. So a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we had Dan the mattress man on the program.
Yeah.
Which he hates that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that going on Twitter too. He hates it. It's cool though.
I saw the commercial the other day for the real Dan the mattress man. I'm like, look at this guy.
Look at this
jumping
guy.
all over the mattresses.
That could be you, Dan, from Netflix and Swell.
Yeah, why don't we need to YouTube him a Dan the mattress man commercial.
Oh yeah, I'll send it to him. That's a great idea. But anyway,
He'll for sure love it.
You'll for sure love it. Then.
He'll see how cool Dan the mattress man really is.
Absolutely. So a few weeks ago, we decided to send a message to somebody that from my past.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The ever elusive Rita, who was longtime listeners will know or forgot that.
I did too.
Yeah, exactly. She was somebody, one of the first people that I connected with in online dating, and it didn't go well. She broke things off, and
Yeah, but it didn't go terrible.
it didn't go terrible either.
I mean, it went downhill after that.
Don't they all? So this was my grand, unexpected second chance. I saw her on Bumble, and I swiped right, and I didn't expect her to do the same, but she did.
Yep.
And so then we were talking on the Facebook, and I'm like, should I ask her out? And Dan the mattress man and you said, yeah, do it. Why not? Fuck it. Do
Right.
it. Do it.
And once again, you wouldn't tell us what your secret message is that you send to woo the ladies.
Oh, well, it wasn't really a secret message to woo any woman.
Every time
it
I
was,
say, "What'd you write?" and you say, "Don't worry about it."
well, I mean, you gotta have a little process. Fucking worry.
Can't give up my lines.
That's exactly right. So I asked her out. That was what the deal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so she responded back the next day, and she said, this is what she said. She said, that sounds like fun. I was telling my coworker all about you. She's on a bunch of online dating sites, too. What do you think about that?
Oh, the old handoff, huh?
Well, at first glance, I was flattered. I'm like, oh, she's telling her colleague about reconnecting with me. She's probably telling the story of how she
Nope.
talked to me. What a magical tale. She must be really excited to hang out with me.
Mm-hmm.
And she's telling her coworker and all about it. And hold up.
She's Stafford and her coworker's Golden Tate, and she's throwing the bomb.
Yeah, I thought about it again, and I reread it a bunch of times. I'm thinking, does she want me to hook? Is she trying to hook me up with her friend there?
Mm-hmm.
No lie, I read it like 10 times.
Like, this can't be.
Since I'm powered by confusion, I decided to send a thoughtful and very intellectual response back to her that said, "What?"
It's the best you can come up with.
I was very perplexed.
I get it.
And she was like, "Yeah, my friend is on all these online datings," and I'm like, "Oh no. You see what I was trying to do? Like we were on a dating app, and you swiped right on me, and then you, what's going on here?
Come on, Rita.
Come on, Rita, get with it." And I'm like, "No, I'm sorry, I can't date your friend. I'll be too busy banging my head against the wall for the next 3.5 months because I don't understand how this is a thing."
Yeah. So you told her that no, it was you that that was her that you were interested in.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And what'd she say?
She said, "Oh, I didn't realize that."
Bullshit.
I'm like,
really? Yeah. Okay, you just thought that when I asked you on a date, you meant I was talking to somebody else?
yeah. Well, did you think it was hangout time? Is that what you like? What did you think? And then I realized this. You've been friend zoned.
Yeah, she was definitely letting you know.
I was friend zoned.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
You like to hang out in the friend zone. I mean, you don't like it, but
that's where I tend to dwell. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So apparently, I've got a new friend.
okay.
Oh, great.
You said her name was Rita. So why don't you ask her about that friend that she has then?
I don't care about her friend. I'm really upset about the whole deal.
Okay.
Like, I don't understand. Who does that? My sister actually said to me the other day, she said, "Your life is ridiculous sometimes." I'm like, I know, right? Like, Here's the other thing. I'm not a gross man.
No, you're not.
Guys, a lot of you are disgusting. You know that?
Yeah.
Like, you're there in the general public just being nasty as can be. I mean, I'm talking about in the public restroom, there's a segment of fellas that when they pee, they make all the noise in the world. They groan and they moan like they're having a pissgasm.
Sure.
It's the most disgusting thing in the world. I understand if you really got to go pee real, real bad and you release the hounds.
I think it's something to do with the prostate when she gets so old, right?
You automatically moan like
I think
mummy.
It's like a release thing. I don't know. I guess I haven't talked to a prostate doctor. But I think it has something to do with that. That's kind of gross, but...
So your prostate controls your moan
Yeah, I
glands?
think it's like a huge release or something. Yeah.
Just a huge endorphin release?
Yeah.
You're like, this is very pleasurable to be in this urinal right now. Ooh. Ooh. Is this what you're looking forward to? You
No.
moaning in public restrooms
No.
like you're just going to town
Absolutely
on some lucky
not.
Philly? My God.
Some lucky Philly?
Yeah, that's
The
right.
Philly cheesesteak?
Sure.
Okay.
Would you
That's what
like
I
to?
pictured. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, we can all agree.
Toasted.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Now you're talking. Hey, toast, hey. We can all agree when you wake up in the morning and you let flow the pee of the night that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
You know? That's a pleasant feeling. But I don't know about having a pissgasm in the middle of a urinal surrounded by other dudes. That's
Right.
wrong. All of a sudden you got a chorus of moans from random 60-year-old men.
Yeah.
Ooh.
One of my dad's favorite jokes to tell is when you're in a public place and it's packed, like say he used to tell this when we were kids and he'd take us to the Detroit Pistons game. We're walking into the men's bathroom and somebody will be walking in with us and he'd be like, "Be careful. This is where all the dicks hang out."
I like that.
Yeah.
Why is your dad funnier than you?
He is.
Oh, my God.
He is.
I swear to you, this is
He
true.
says, he's been telling people lately that I'm just a drip off the old dick.
Wolf.
Yeah, that's his latest one.
I swear to you, this is true. The other day, I heard a man sound like he was barking as he peed.
Okay.
Like, he was growling and he was going... I'm like, where do you folks come from? Seriously, talk about a drip off the old dick. Well, this guy, that's what he was doing. I'm like, oh, and I'm not that guy. I don't know what's wrong with me, though. I can't seem to. So this is a tale to tell. Oh, boy. I label this delicious irony.
Uh-oh.
So I met up with a girl one time.
Yeah.
After one of your shows, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about it briefly on here when we had one show during the entire summer.
Yeah, it was back in March. Yeah.
No, it was back in, what was it?
It was March.
No, it was August.
Oh, July.
Yes.
July.
July.
Right.
It was, July, and
yeah.
we talked about it in August, probably.
Yeah.
Anyways. So we met up one time and whatever. We set up a date, and she said she couldn't find a sitter for her kid and blah, blah, blah. So it got postponed. And then she's like, I don't know if I can date right now because I just got out of a long term. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, I understand.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks later, see, my plan was I was going to take her to this arcade place and skee ball and air hockey because she's competitive.
Okay.
And it was going to be a fun little time for
You
all.
were going to let her win?
Well, yeah. But inside, I'm like, you're Bertram, just let me win.
Could have smoked your ass.
Could have smoked you. So that was going to be the plan and whatever. But, you know, she couldn't find a sitter. Cool.
Right.
So a few weeks later, I talked to her again, and she's like, oh, yeah, I'm getting there. I'm finding myself again, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing me, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
A week later from that, she's in a relationship. I'm like, God
Found herself
damn
a little
it.
too fast. Huh?
God damn. Where was I in step 1 and
that
2?
was the girl that you went and hung out with after my show?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, where did you forgot about Dre here?
You helped her. You helped her along the way.
Yeah, I'm glad I could be the bridge over your troubled waters. Take you straight to the promised land there.
You're sitting in the sound of silence.
Uh-huh. So here's the part I see. So on the social media, this is how I found out that this was a deal. You know, because it was a big social media announcement in a relationship with,
yeah.
and the picture of the dweeb. And then, you know, when you look at a post or whatever and random comments are there?
Sure.
I shit you not, because this is how the universe and my life works. The exact right comment was there and the exact right response. Somebody asked, well, where did you meet this guy? And she replied, I met him at the arcade in Frankenmuth.
Wow.
The same one I was going to take her to.
Wow.
Oh, delicious irony.
She's just been hanging out at the arcade. How old was this woman?
Fuck you, world.
She was just hanging out at the arcade trying to meet 10-year-old boys.
Delicious irony. That was where I was going to take her. She probably took her son there. And
It's not
then,
his fault, Randy.
no, I'm blaming the universe. Oh, delicious. You can't even make that up. It's
Some
sick.
guy counted the tickets for him. And
It's so sick.
look at that.
And here's Randy just hanging out with Tommy. That's my life.
You're so blessed.
I #blessed. Okay. That's 2 stories. I
Yeah.
got 2 more.
Oh, wow.
Now's a good time to take a quick short little break.
Sure.
You're listening to MRS, the Michael Richards Show.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
There's nothing more refreshing than tuning into the Miserable Retail Slave podcast. Well, except for a heckler at one of Fat Tommy's wannabe comedy shows. Have you ever seen Tommy? He's a mixture of cow shit, a millennial, and a hipster, all thrown into a burlap sack, mixed up to make his bubble fat fucking slob ass. Fuck that guy. Anyways, back to the task at hand. Hyping the Miserable Retail Slave podcast. Listen to this show. Trust me, it's that good. Even the Tommy part. So don't sit around like a fat-ass Tommy. Just listen to this great and original material that these guys put out. Trust me, I endorse this podcast 100%. This is your neighborhood hype man. Over and out, let me tell you.
Hey, it's Jay Chandrasekhar, and you're listening to Miserable Retail Eve. Who wants a mustache ride?
I can bounce to this shit. Well, I'm a king of the lion, spirit forged with the iron. Where with all of the wolves and lyrics born in the silence. You been used to some bullshit, now you hearing some science. Scare my fears up in the face with the sheerest defiance. Keep it weird till I die, that's my shit. And if they're hating, I'ma hit them with the fiercest of kindness. I can peer in your eyes and see we clearly divided by the way that you're hiding. Come on, unleash the vibrance for the dearly departed. We ain't just merely surviving. And I ain't talking about some planes when I'm saying I'm fly. But this dream is so lucid and I'm making these movements I ain't never made. Maybe I just been afraid. Waiting on some miracles and better days. Played by my memories and ecstasy getaways. Brain fry, say hi, hey, watch the pain dry. But this habitat of patterns has me fully enamored with the fact of the matter. Which is that which is actual isn't knowable. Hold up, son, dude, you're losing these fools. Fuck them, I came to run and I'm coming. Lost in the flow avenues. Toe strap black, tap into the magical. Full catapult, pull back, snapping the latch. And blast past them, leave the cash.
Welcome back to the Sausage. How's everybody doing today?
Good,
Do us a
good.
great big fat favor. Go to that Facebook.com. I am so mellow right now with this D-Boy.
Yeah,
How about that?
That's a good song.
Shout out to D-Boy for providing our music. Shout out to Jay Chandrasekhar.
Yeah, I guess it's Chandra. That's what he said it like, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I always thought
The
it was
first time
Chandra.
I thought I said it right, and you corrected me. So go to hell, sir.
Well, I just caught the Chandra.
Okay.
Chandrasekhar.
Shout out to Jay Chandrasekhar
There you go.
for giving us a shout out. He's the star and director and writer of Super Troopers, Beer Fest, etc.
Yeah.
And a great man and our patron saint, for crying out loud.
Sure.
My God.
Yeah, when I asked him to do that, I think I said this on a previous podcast, but I was all kind of nervous. But then we had a moment about geeking out about Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings, and we were jumping around the club and drinking. And I said, "Hey, my podcast partner wanted me to ask you this, and man, I really don't want to do this, but can you give me a shout out for my podcast?" And he goes, "Why the fuck wouldn't I do that?"
Yeah. I mean,
Well, what a good guy.
hopefully it goes as well as that when you ask Kevin Farley to do it, because Tommy's opening for Kevin Farley in next week.
Yeah,
Are you excited? Are you nervous?
I'm fine.
It has no impact or bearing on my existence, sir.
I mean, I just don't want to talk to him about Chris. That's all. That's all I want to do. So
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm sure he doesn't appreciate it.
like the
Hey, remember your brother that died like 22 years
Yeah.
ago, or 23 or something? Like,
Mr. Ho Hum over here could not be fazed by anything. I think Mr. Ho Hum needs to be your new nickname.
Mr. Ho-Hum.
Mr. Ho Hum.
I thought it was the Raven.
Well, I kind of like Mr. Ho Hum. Maybe you can be Mr. Ho Hum the Raven.
Yeah.
That's a perfect indie rapper name, actually.
Ho, the Raven hum.
No.
Okay.
Mr. Ho Hum the Raven.
Okay.
Yes.
Like we put myself through a rap name generator.
Exactly. Now you're getting it. Now you know what this podcast is all about.
Ho-Hum the Raven.
No, Mr. Ho Hum the Raven.
That's so Raven.
That's so Mr. Ho Hum the Raven. Stop. You're not perfecting it. I already have it down, okay? To a science.
Okay.
Yeah, like, how can you not be like, hey, tell me what Chris thought when he was hanging out with Patrick Swayze and grinding shirtless all over the place.
Yeah. What's the funniest thing Chris ever did off camera? Please.
Yeah. Please.
Hey, not to talk about Chris all night, but
Can you do me a favor and say that you live in a van down by the river, please? Could you do that for me, sir?
Yeah. Can you show me your best Chris Farley impersonation?
Yeah.
That's-
It's so
I
great
mean-
to work with you, Chris. I mean, Kevin.
Right. I mean, together we can make this a fun show.
Yeah.
Remember that was this boy band?
Yeah. Honestly, when you ask him to give us a shout out, be like, can you just say you're Chris Farley, though? Say, hey, this is Chris Farley. Could you do that?
Yeah. You listen to the Miserable Retail Slave podcast. What's a podcast?
Yeah. Could you say you live in a van down by the river? Is that
Right.
cool?
Yeah.
You know?
Could you not be dead?
Yeah. Could you resurrect your brother, please?
He's in Resurrection Cemetery. I think.
Excuse me?
Madison. Maybe it's not I think it is, though.
That seems
either-
scandalous to me.
It might not be resurrection.
Okay.
Maybe Rosewood or something. Every time I do a show in Wisconsin, I always want to drive there, but it's always like an hour out of my way.
Oh, I thought you were going to do it this time.
Yeah, I always say that. But I looked it up, and it was literally like an hour and a half one way out of my way. I'm like, I'm not driving 3 hours.
You need to learn to keep your promises, sir.
I let myself down a lot.
That's what happens when you're Mr. Ho-Hum the Raven.
Black as the night.
Black as the night, as laissez-faire as they come.
What did ho-hum? Ho-hum. Is that just some dude in the 1800s skipping to the pub?
I don't know.
Where did that go? Heary, ho-hum.
I can Google it, the meaning of ho-hum,
Sure.
if this is what this is becoming.
I mean, it's got to be something cheery, right?
You think it's cheery?
Ho-hum? Sure.
It's like a boring thing, though.
Oh, really? Like, ho-hum.
Yeah, you didn't realize that's what it meant?
I guess.
Just being bored and bothered.
Okay.
Bothered by life?
Bothered by that burp. Yeah, I guess you're right. And this is ho-hum, yeah. Yeah, it's always been. I think you're right, yeah.
I'm trying to see.
It's always been a somber or boring, I guess would be, yeah.
Yeah. I don't see an origin, though, so I guess you folks are out of luck.
We'll just put definition.
Well, I did. It means boring.
Okay.
Used to signify boredom, lack of interest, weariness. You're definitely constantly weary.
Yeah.
If ever there was a weary soul, it's you.
The Raven.
It's also a pop rock band based in Bradley, Arkansas. So
All right.
shout out to Ho Hum. Why don't you write us some theme songs
They
or something?
shouldn't be pop rock.
bitches?
They should be like emo, right?
Yeah, probably. You would
Yeah.
think so.
Poppy and boring don't really go together, do they?
I wouldn't know.
Mm.
I'd have to really gauge their songs and critique them on a critical
Yeah.
scale.
Mr. Ho-Hum.
Yeah, Mr. Ho-Hum the Raven. Anyways, so that same coworker that was telling me about his uncle, his weird uncle, good weird or bad weird, he was also telling me how he was, again, using that same public restroom, which I used to witness all the pissgasms, you know. He was in the stall, you know, doing his business. And he was sitting there, he heard the door open, which is never a good thing. I never like when I'm alone in the bathroom and then somebody comes in. I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh, great, they're going to take the stall right next to mine.
Did I ever tell you about the time I was sitting in the bathroom at college and I heard high heels clicking across the floor? I'm like, oh, fuck, I went to the wrong bathroom. I'm just going to have to sit here all day long now.
Is that
Never
true?
coming out of here. Oh, yeah, it's true. And I waited like a super long time, and I heard him leave, and I got out, and I was in the right bathroom, so I don't know what the hell that transgender person was doing.
Maybe he wore his tap shoes to school.
Yeah, it was something. I didn't see him, but it definitely sounded like high heels. Because I remember making the post while on the bathroom. Like the worst sound in the world is being in the toilet and what you think is the men's room when you hear high heels clicking by.
Man, can I drop a confession right now?
Sure. Was that you?
No, it was not. I wish it was me because when I was a small boy, I saw on like Sesame Street or something this.
When you was a young warthog.
When I was a young warthog.
Oh, we are so dorky.
Yeah. So when I was a young warthog, I saw on Sesame Street this man tap dancing.
Yeah.
And he had his tap shoes on.
Okay.
And it made the most satisfying clickety
Mr. Bojangles.
Sure.
Yeah.
The clickety clackety that it made, it sounded just like a typewriter. He was typing words with his feet.
Sure.
And I wanted to do that. I wanted to buy tap shoes and learn how to make that noise.
He wasn't Mr. Ho-Hum.
He was not. He was Mr. Typewriter feet. He's like, click, 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 click. I'm like, how can one man make such noises with their feet?
Yeah. If he's a jolly good fellow.
And I mean, there was I don't know how one goes about the art of the tap, but he certainly had it down, and that sound was great. And I wanted to do that. So maybe the boy that walked into your bathroom and interrupted your morning constitutional was a tap man.
Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty convinced it was a woman and I was in the women's bathroom, but
I love that.
I mean, it wouldn't have been the first time it happened.
That's not surprising to me. You prevert.
Well, I wasn't in there on purpose. I'm just usually drunk. And
You're
Whoops.
just a buffoon.
Yep.
So anyways, my coworker was in the stall, heard the door open. Was like, oh, great.
Yeah.
And then the worst thing, the second worst fear happens, other than somebody taking the stall next to yours. It's feet right in front of the stall that you're sitting in, pointed directly towards
like
you.
Seabass from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know how he knew this, but he knew it was a boy, like a little kid. He was like, I think the kid said something or something, I don't know. And he just stood there. And my coworker was like, what the fuck? What do I do? Like, that's kind of terrifying, you know?
Yeah.
And then he said the boy walked away, and he could see through the crack between the stall door and the stall wall, that little stupid crack. He could see the boy standing there staring at him through the stall wall and the store crack.
Oh, little ghost boy.
A little ghost boy haunts
the stall.
Yeah, the teeny tiny toilet terror. My favorite Goosebump book. I love that, R.L. Stein.
Tony the teeny
tiny toilet terror by R.L. Stein. Goosebumps number 643.
Right, for real. God, he made a killing off mediocre, shitty books, didn't he?
I know. We should do a Goosebumps podcast. Just reading Goosebumps and
Welcome
loving it.
to Dead House.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah. This is the first one I ever read too.
Yeah. But anyways, so this is the best part. Well, so he gets out of the stall and the boy's still standing there, and I'm sure that was I don't know what he did. He didn't acknowledge the kid. He just went to the sink to wash his hands.
Right.
And then he watched in the mirror as the kid marched to the toilet that he just flushed and stood and looked in it. The kid marched to his toilet, crouched down, and stared at the toilet bowl. Wow, indeed. So my question is, where are your parents?
Right.
Do you know your kid is a toilet creep?
Yeah, little fucking troll.
Also
troll.
gross. What are you
Get your
sniffing?
head
Fart
out of
fumes?
there. Right. What do you do? Drop his fucking pop rock ring down the toilet or what?
But he's going to grow up to be a creep.
He's not growing up to be one. I think he already is one.
He's already a little creep. I'm not that guy. I don't know what's wrong with me.
You don't stare into toilet bowls?
I do not do that.
Well,
so
that's good. You got that going for you.
Which is nice.
But then you say something like that and totally scare all the women away again.
Oh, I thought we were quoting Caddyshack, actually, in the great Bill Murray.
Okay.
I'm glad you didn't even catch your own reference that you made and
I
that I
didn't.
finished.
Die gopher.
Okay, go to hell. So I went on a date the other night, Tommy.
Oh, yeah. You got to say it. You got to say that you didn't set this one up.
I had nothing to do with this.
Well, you responded.
Well, I guess, yes, but
Takes two to tango.
Okay, lawyer. I mean,
Objection.
Overruled. I didn't.
Leading the witness.
Sustained. I mean, I didn't initiate the whole conversation. It was completely random, and it wasn't on an online dating site. It was on the Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Didn't you say Facebook's coming out with the dating thing?
Facebook dating, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I totally need to do that, right?
Is it going to just automatically connect and ruin marriages?
I hope so.
It's just like if you're out of Facebook, if you have a profile, you're automatically just spun into the world.
Watch out, ladies. I'm dating all your friends. However, there is, so I did read about it, and you're not able to date your friends, you can date friends of friends, however.
It's weird, though. I mean, I don't get it. Like, do you have to sign up for the dating thing, or is it automatic?
Yeah, you have to sign up for it.
Okay.
However, there is a thing called Secret Crush,
Oh, Jesus.
Exactly. This is going to be the ruiner of all things. If you sign up for Secret Crush and you add people on your friends list that you have a crush on,
Yeah.
and they also have a crush on you,
Oh, it's like Tinder.
They-
That's secret Tinder.
they hook you up. Yes.
Oh, wow. That's going to work.
It's probably going to work. However, like all the people on my friends list,
You have a secret crush on.
no, I've already dated and they hate me. So like I don't.
That's true.
That is true.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of lost on me, but
Me and Randy went and saw Jay and Silent Bob, and I said, "Oh, just friends."
I'm like popcorn trick, and you're like, oh no, sir, I was not born yesterday. So I got this message on this Instagram, and I'm like, oh my God, look at this.
Mm-hmm.
And she had been on a online dating site previously and saw me and saw I had a podcast, listened to the podcast, loved it.
Wow.
This one, actually, if you can even believe it. People like this. So we got to talking, and like I was very careful the whole time. I'm like, I don't know, because I'm very guarded these days. I don't know if you know that about me. I'm very like
walls around my heart.
it'll take a lot to tame this wild beast.
Wildebeest.
A little bit. Yeah, and I was very careful about this. I'm like, I don't know. I'm very skeptical, very careful, very like, I don't know. I've learned from my past mistakes.
Right. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Those who don't observe history are doomed to repeat, or whatever that quote is.
I don't think so, Rosie.
Oh, hell no. Not on this day. You ain't going to treat me that way? No way.
I just want to be like, I want to have, like, what's it, Woody Harrelson, Rosie Perez, and White Men Can't Jump.
Uh-huh.
I just want him to say that one time. I don't think he says that in the movie, but that would just be awesome, right? Like, I don't think so, Rosie. Her name isn't even Rosie in it.
No, I don't think it is. No, it's
But
not.
that should be in the outtakes, I guess. Oh, I'm drunk. Sorry.
Wow, that would
I'm just
make no
rewriting
sense.
White Man.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is what they should have done
And
in the movie that came out in 1990.
so I was very
I
like,
don't think so, Rosie.
I'm gonna make that a drop on the soundboard. I don't think so, Rosie.
I don't think so, Rosie.
For no reason, that's got to be like a drop on the board. I don't even get it. For that,
Want me
Tommy,
to do it really good?
yeah, do it.
I don't think so, Rosie.
Perfect. For that, you get a solid
Hot gun.
Yeah, you do. You're a hot gun for that one, sir. So I was very careful and guarded about this because, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I at the time, I was like completely.
But there's like there's a ball of suspense.
What do you mean a ball of suspense? What
You're
does that
like,
even mean?
Wow, what's gonna happen?
Well, I'm always like that. I'm like, well, this is an adventure,
Right.
But we got to talking, and we seemed to have a lot of common. And like, she was a fan of stand-up comedy and all this.
And you have heard of stand-up comedy.
I've heard it once or twice, and she
Yeah.
was quoting all these obscure comedy bits to me that I knew, and I was like, oh my God. And then she sent me a Louis C.K. Bit that I never heard before. I'm like, oh, this is a
What one was it? Do you remember?
Him on a plane, taking a plane ride.
Yeah.
I'd never
when they
heard
just
that.
got the internet or whatever? That one?
No.
Oh.
It was he was on a plane, and the plane was going to crash or whatever. He thought it was going to.
I don't know if I heard that.
Yeah, I certainly never heard it either until she sent it to me. I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
Because I really like the one where they're on the plane and the plane just got Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
And then the Wi-Fi goes out. And the
That's
guy,
classic,
the
yeah.
guy say like, this is, what did he say? Like,
This is stupid.
this is bullshit or something.
Yeah, this is
It's like,
bullshit.
oh, that thing that you didn't even know existed
Yes.
15 minutes
Yeah.
ago is now ruining your day. Okay,
Yes.
so anyway, she's...
So I'm like, oh, there might be a little bit something here. And still I was a little bit skeptical and a little bit. And so she ended up asking me out.
Oh,
Very
wow.
progressive. When
First time ever.
and we met for drinks.
Uh-huh. What'd you drink? Bud Light?
Coors Light, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
On
She had.
tap?
Yes.
Okay.
She had like Copper Harbor or something.
On tap?
It came in cans.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Like an IPA or something?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay.
Very crafty.
Yeah.
This beer. So we go on this date, And
No eating, just drinking.
yeah, and I met her right after work.
So you're in work clothes.
I'm looking like a raggedy bitch. Yes,
But she knew you were coming from work.
yes. I said I'm not going to be dressed up because
But you wear blue polos anyway, so it's like your work.
I didn't wear a polo. I wore a tee.
Oh,
Yeah. So
okay.
So I said I'm coming straight. Literally, it was like 3 minutes after I left work, I met her. So I was looking like a raggedy bitch, and I'm like, oh, whatever.
Whatever.
Maybe I should have brought a change of clothes, perhaps.
She'll appreciate that.
Shave my stupid.
Well, you didn't know, right?
Well, I knew the night before, but it was very like, I don't know.
Casual.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
So we meet.
You didn't have time to get your suit and tie.
I didn't have time to press my tux. My top hat was all wadded up in the corner.
Your tails were wrinkly.
I could not find my cane to save my life. So she got a tee.
She got a T-shirt
and some pants.
Okay.
Very blue collar Joe
tee?
Worker man.
What tee?
What tee? Mr. T.
Spider-Man.
Excuse me. It was a blue tee.
Just a plain blue.
Plain blue tees.
Okay. I get it. Hey there, Delilah.
No, that's not her name.
Okay.
It is now, though. That's her new nickname, Delilah. So I'm meeting Delilah at the at the bar, and we meet in the parking lot and whatever. And and I'm still kind of careful, guarded.
Yeah.
Not very.
So you're not being your real self?
I was being my real self, but I was very careful.
Okay.
I wasn't going to get too excited about anything.
Right.
And then, like, midway through, I'm like, hey, this could actually be something because we're having a good time. And
So you do like a cartwheel and
I
ta-da.
I did the happy dance. I'm so happy I do the dance of joy.
Did you guys sit at the bar?
No, we sat at a combination booth/table because
yeah.
it was very, like...
Yeah, I know the place you guys went. I get what you're saying, yeah.
One
side's a booth, one side's a chair.
It was busy when we got there, so the options were limited.
I like that bar, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't go there enough.
So, yeah, that's where we went. And so...
Haunted, they say.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do tell.
Just old. Some people think it's haunted.
No, anything that's old is haunted.
Yeah. It's got gold ceiling.
Somebody must have died in here. I guarantee it.
Old wood floor. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You're an old wood floor, and you're not a ghost yet.
Creaking like it.
Yeah, I know. You bent over, and I was like, oh, my God. Somebody needs to oil that.
Gross.
That's what I said. So midway through, I'm like, this is going really well. This could be something because we're laughing and, you know, getting along, and it wasn't like, I don't know.
Right.
And
It
so
wasn't like your normal dates.
my normal dates actually go really well, Tommy. I don't know what you're talking about. It's everything around
The thing is that, like, why does every date go well and then it doesn't?
I don't
That's
know,
what we got to
Tommy.
figure out.
That's the
Because you come back and you're like, it was the best date ever.
that's
And
the
then,
unsolved
like,
mystery.
2 days later, you're like, I guess it wasn't the best date ever.
Well, that's not true. Most of the dates I've been on have been things, and then afterwards it all goes to shit.
You think they were things.
No, they are things, and then afterwards it goes to shit. I mean, the last 2 people I dated was an extended thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll give you that.
Well, I guess if you want to go back to Ruby's even.
Yeah, you've been doing fairly well.
Fairly well.
I mean.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, this could actually be a thing. And she made, I don't know how it was brought up, and we were joking and bantering back and forth, and she said something. I'm like, oh, is this a date? And she's like, yeah, it's a date. And then she said something about dating. I'm like, oh, are we dating now? Does that mean we're going on a second date? And so we kind of were talking about a second date or whatever. And then, we laughed, and I was like, okay, that went well, I think. And then a few hours later, I sent a message. That was a good time, blah, 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 blah. And then I got the message back that, yeah, I had a good time. You're really fun and unbelievably funny and fun to be around, but I'm not interested in another date with romantic intentions. And I'm like, oh, shit.
You've been friend zoned.
like, what the hell?
I don't think so, Rosie.
I'm like,
Was that the thing I was saying?
yeah. I'm like, am I? Because usually I'm a good judge of character.
Yeah.
And usually I can judge a situation pretty well. I'm
Sure.
like,
Or you
how-
think so, yeah.
Usually I'm right on top. This time I completely missed my mark somehow. I don't know where it all went wrong.
Yeah, because you had her laughing and
Well, and then I'm like, well.
Did you pay for the drinks?
Absolutely.
Wow, what a guy.
Yes.
How many drinks did you have?
2.
Oh, how long were you there?
Couple hours.
How many did she have?
2.
Hmm.
You're really analyzing this.
Were you maybe too laid back or like too
Careful in the beginning?
Yeah.
Possibly.
yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe she wanted you to have like 5 drinks and
Well,
get wild with it.
well,
Maybe she wanted to do shots.
no, she didn't want to do shots. She had stuff to do.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know. I was completely, yeah, I don't know. And then, well, I'm not going to talk about that.
Oh, oof.
Yeah, we're holding back this time. So, yeah, I'm like, well, draw a chalk line around this one that's been murdered.
You
DOA.
giving up? You done?
Well, I mean, I got a hold of her and I said, well, that second date we were going to go on, you want to still do that? We'll just do it as friends. Why not?
Yeah, you pay
'Cause-
for yourself.
Exactly. Pay for yourself. Damn it, you freeloader.
Yeah.
I mean, because honestly, it's nice to hang out with
yeah,
a member of
nothing else to do, right?
that. And it's nice to have somebody to do stuff with.
Sure.
And it's sometimes nice to hang out with the opposite sex. So why not? That's
Yeah.
what I figure.
Maybe
And
she can help you find somebody.
and we get along and
Right.
we laugh and we like comedy and stuff. So why
Yeah.
can't we be? Why can't we?
It's pretty much like going out with me.
Except a lot more attractive. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I don't mean to
I'm
hurt your
glad,
feelings.
I'm glad that you don't feel that way about me.
Don't mean to hurt your feelings. Because honestly, I'm not a shitty 20-year-old anymore. Like, it's one day we had things in common. I'd be a super wank to just be like, go away.
Right.
Who am I to throw people away like they're garbage anymore? Who am I?
Anymore. I like that.
Yeah. Be mature about things, people. For crying out loud. If you get along with somebody and they don't want to kiss you or have all the sex with you,
That's okay.
that's okay.
Wow.
But you
Listen
still
to
get,
you.
but you still get along.
Progressive.
So maybe you should, I don't know, be pals.
friends. Sure.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
You know?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. So that's what happened there.
Yeah.
Well, so that happened, and I'm like, well, God damn it,
Yeah.
So instantly, my first reaction was to be butthurt. I'm
Yeah.
like, I was not all about it, and then midway through, I was all about it, and then that's probably what caused the curse to rain upon my head, because all of a sudden
Sure.
I was
You
all
let
about
your
it.
guard down.
Yeah, and then she was like, oh no, and I'm like, oh my God. So I was butthurt for a minute, so I got right back on I reactivated Tinder. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm finding my soulmate. So there's this one girl that I've seen on all the sites, and I've always tried to message her, and she never reads anything. And I'm like, well, here she is on Tinder. I am swiping right. Let's see what happens. Bye, Odin. So the next day, I get a notification. We matched. Finally.
All right,
I'm
look at
like,
that.
well, silver linings and sunny days. By George, my ship has come in.
Yeah.
So I immediately see that we matched, and I'm like, oh, I gotta send an awesome message, And she's like, oh, I don't judge me by my Tinder bio. Let's start a conversation. So she mentioned kayaks or whatever. So it's time to be witty and shit, like I do, I'm so witty, and I'm
Sure.
like, I canoe you from another website. Sorry, I kayak myself up with these puns. Something like that. I don't even know what
God.
I said.
Yeah. I'm going to paddle my way over to you.
Or you glad we matched? Oh, that's gonna annoy me. This thing. Has it been doing that all night or just now?
I don't think so. I think it was just no.
Damn.
It's been a little short in the cord.
You're short. the cord.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually send her, this is what I did. So I took the first the letters in her name, and I made a question out of each letter. That's how I was going to be clever about it.
Sure.
It didn't work. It didn't work. I don't know. You can't, you can pay, of course, Tinder to see if they read your message or not.
You're right.
But it's like, well, if they don't respond, what do I care if they read it or not?
Sure.
So she didn't. And then she disappeared into the mist once again.
Oh.
Like the elusive white stag that she is. Once every fortnight, Strawberry Blonde appears out of the digital mist from the dark web to swipe right on some sad poor bastard's profile. And then,
So I get, but like swiping right is that.
that's a good swipe.
Yeah, you find
You want
them
the good
attractive
swipe.
or whatever.
Oh yeah, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she swiped right on me, which means she thought I was the cat's pajamas.
Yeah.
My message was not bad. I can guarantee that. And then she just fart noise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give that little boy some hope.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to vanish again.
Ghosted.
So now I've pretty much given up. Like that was my
No.
last hurrah. I'm like, oh, I hate
Everybody
all
cheer
this.
for Randy.
Don't cheer for me. I'm completely tired all the time. And it's because of this garbage. You know. I will say this though on this online dating though, it's made my life a lot more exciting. That's a thing. It's very
like comedy
eventful.
for me.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's comedy for me
no,
too.
but I mean, it's literally like comedy. Like you going on the date is like me having a show.
Oh,
and then,
I got
the
it.
show goes really good, the date goes really good, whatever, and then the next time it doesn't go as good,
I see.
and it kind of controls your emotions.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't regret. I've been very lucky on the dates I have went on. Like all the people, like even Delilah, she was like 100 times prettier in person than she was in the picture. That's not always the case. Like I know a girl that went on a date with this guy, and she got all these quote unquote selfies that were taken just for you right now, and she sent me the pictures, and I saw him, and he was like a guy that worked out, maybe decent shape, good looking fella.
Yeah.
And then she sent me the pictures on his Facebook profile. This was the dude she actually met, which was the same guy, except about 80 pounds heavier and 10 years older. That's who she met in person.
So he just did the comedian thing where we use our old headshots.
Yeah, right. And the best part was he showed up on the date, sat down, clearly 4 times fatter and 2 times older.
Sounds like a Seinfeld episode.
And didn't even acknowledge the fact or anything. I hope she doesn't notice that I'm a fat old man. I hope she doesn't realize.
My name's the same.
Yeah, I've got the same name. I've got the same shitty tattoo. It's obviously me.
Let myself go a little bit. That'll happen after the divorce.
I mean, and your personality can be the best thing since sliced cheese. However, if you're a big fucking liar right off the bat, that's not going to go well for you.
Yeah, not a good first impression there.
So I've been really lucky because everyone I've ever went on a date with has been better looking than their pictures. Not always the case.
Yeah.
And I've met a lot of interesting people. It's been fun. And I don't know.
Now
Kind
you're
of
ready
tired
to
of it.
Hang up the shoes.
Kind of tired of it. Kind of tired of it.
I think maybe you just need a break.
I do need a break. Well, I went on a break and I was fine with it. Then I got back into it and I was like, oh, this is stupid. And then this one came out of the blue. I'm like, oh, this is great. And now I'm back to, oh, this is stupid.
Yeah.
So this is, why don't you sneeze a little bit more, allergy boy?
Yeah, I must be
Christ.
allergic to double two-hearted ale.
You must be. I guess the moral of today's episode is you live this silly life one day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep the hope that things will turn around despite all the goddamn evidence to the contrary. Like you never know what adventure awaits around the corner. Maybe things just will turn around for you tomorrow.
Sure.
Who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Clear eyes, full hearts can't lose.
Yeah.
Clear eyes, two-hearted ales can't lose.
I guess not.
I guess not, right? This has been the Miserable Retail Slave Show.
All right.
You know?
Yeah.
You all right with it?
I'm very all right with it.
You're very all right with it. I was thinking about, like, wrestling recently and comedy and, like, podcasting and how it's all the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. In essence, yeah.
In essence, yeah. There's a reason the comedians and podcasters like wrestling so much. It's like storytelling,
Yeah.
for example. I'm obsessed with old school wrestling, like old timers talking about the territory days, which I love because that's exactly what stand-up comedy is. Like, there's territories. And occasionally you get to cross over in a territory, and this man books that territory.
Oh, yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, and you're like, oh.
Well, that's why I told Mr. You-Know-Who, Mr. Clown.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this isn't professional wrestling. So.
Exactly. And every comedian and podcaster has their own gimmick, and some of them are heels, some of them are baby faces, some of them the crowds love, some of the crowds hate.
Yeah.
Sometimes they
Love
cross
to
over. Some they love to hate. And so I like, even podcasting, they have their own little cliques and stuff. It's interesting.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I try to stay out of all of it.
I'm above it all. I'm Mr.
No, I wouldn't say I'm above it all. I'm just beside it all.
Yeah, you are. You're Mr. Ho-Hum the Raven. You're above it all.
I don't think so, Rosie.
On that note, we'll see you next time. In the meantime, maybe next week we'll delve into Facebook dating.
Well, you will.
Well, I will. And you'll make fun of me for it.
Sure.
We'll see you next time. In the meantime, stay miserable.